Vibrations of love. And some say love is a verb. But much deeper than that, love is a vibration. It is that energy that stirs the soul and opens up the heart. Vibrations of love call out to the divine that connects us with the beauty of life and the oneness of it all. I need not to say it with words, although it is always nice to hear. But greater still is to feel it. Vibrations of love lift me higher, and I fill the empty spaces within the soul. It is the divine in its purest essence. It is me at the height of my being. I am vibrations of love.
Hi everyone, welcome back to The Next Normal. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. It delights me that you take this time, especially if you're on live early in the morning, to start your day off just right. Putting positivity and beauty in your beautiful mind is your purpose for being here. And today I wanted to talk about our relationship with the divine, our relationship with God. Have you ever had the feeling inside of you that I want God to use me? How many of you have had this feeling? You know, people use people, but it's all for an ulterior motive. I use you because I want a promotion. I use you because I want money from you. I use you because I need a favor. We use each other for personal agenda. It's been a human condition for thousands of years. But I'd like to ask you this simple question. How many of you want to be used by God? I'll give you some time to think about it. You want to be used by God? You know, one of the things that I love about being used by God is I don't take credit. And a lot of times when you take credit, you lose the interest value that you could receive from your good deed. You might be wondering, what is she talking about? Let's just say that I loaned somebody $500 because I know that they don't have it and I don't have it, but I can survive without $500. I don't even remember it. I don't give it a thought. But 2 years later, somebody donates $20,000 to me out of nowhere. That's what I'm talking about. That's when it's pure. That's when God used you to help another one of His child. Now, let's replay that in a different way. I loan you $500. You pay me back, right? Okay. You don't pay me back. I create a rumpus. Or I remind you, you know I loaned you $500, right? And this is the way you're going to treat me? You get it? You know, I did this for you, and I think you should have a little bit more of this or that in you. God didn't use you. You've just kind of broken the interest that you could have gotten back from the universe. And for 2 years, you walked around and told everyone, do you know I loaned them $500? They didn't pay me back. Do you know that they're traveling to the Riviera and they're not paying me back my money? You get it? When God uses you, there is this innate trust that the universe will give you back 1,000,000 times more than what you offered. When I first came to the Brahma Kumaris, I was in my early 20s. I was very young. And I had a very, I would say, outgoing lifestyle. And I enjoyed it a lot. And I had a lot of freedom. People used me. I used people. It was a deal. You help me, I help you. You don't give me back what I gave you, I'm going to sue you, I'm going to give problems, I'm going to let you know. But you never felt like the universe was going to be there for you big time. Because you were trying to collect tit for tat. How many ways can God use me and you? How many ways can you be used by God? Let's see if we can outline a few of them, and if you can put it in the chat also, in your comments on YouTube, just how many ways can Baba use you? You wake up, your spouse is miserable, you smile. In your mind, you think, it'll be okay. Don't worry, honey. Whatever you're going through, you'll be fine. God just used you. Let's say the kids are screaming and kicking up and they're making the house a mess that you've just cleaned up. And you just go behind them and cleaning again for the 1,000th time. And you just cleaned it knowing that a cleaned house is the most important thing to you. And while you're cleaning it again for the 1,000th time, you're listening to music, you're listening to the next normal. Your attitude is still happy that you have a family to take care of. You're happy that you have kids. There are some women who can't even bear children. There are some parents that have lost their children. You have kids, and so you pick it up. You clean up the house happily. That's God using you. A friend calls you in despair. They're getting a divorce. They're losing their job. They've been just diagnosed with cancer. God uses you to be a silent presence for them, or to say the exact right thing to help them. God used you. Let's say that you're home alone and you're concerned or you're worrying, how am I going to pay the mortgage? how am I going to find this money to pay the mortgage and to pay my debts? And what you're working is not supplementing the expenses. God uses someone and they just come forth and give you a loan. They give you a donation. I remembered when we were acquiring Om Shanti Village. I was in Peace Village at the time, and I was sitting in the class. And just inside, I needed to come up with 950,000. And I was sitting inside of myself, and I'm talking to God, I'm talking to Baba. I'm really having a conversation with Baba. Not that, Baba, I need help, Baba. It wasn't that. I says, Baba, I will leave this place with a check. And it was Baba's love coming through me that as I discussed it, I was able to get the funds that was required to at least finalize the rest of the payment of the property. There's still monies owed in different entities, but we were able to take care of this part, and now we have to take care of now paying back the other people. But the point that I'm making is, he made it easy, he brought it, but now it's given me more time to take care of all these facilities that are doing so much service for so many people. You all know we don't charge for our programs, and because we don't charge, we rely on donations. Friends, to keep the buildings open, to keep the electricity, to keep the food serving for people every week. Projects, programs every week. And I know that it comes. Baba is going to use someone. Baba uses us to help each other. God's light, once it enters your consciousness, what comes out of you is benevolent feelings, benevolent thoughts and ideas, benevolent choices. I've seen it in my own life. The connection between you, the soul, and God opens up the portal for God to use you to not only fulfill your greatest wishes or needs, but to fulfill the wishes and needs of other people. And when he uses you as an instrument, it is the universe that owes you, not that person that you helped. Let that sit clearly in your heart, everyone. When you allow Baba to use you, by God using you to help another child, and you become detached from what you have given or what you have done, then now you have a contract between you and the universe. And the universe is like investing in a great stock. I hope this is not illegal, what I'm going to say. But it's like investing in Apple or Amazon or Google. It just keeps going up. And so in the same way, when you allow Baba to use you, a smile, your company, just cooking for somebody because you know if you make their favorite food, it makes them happy because it looks like they've had a long day or a hard day. It's Baba using you. And so after he uses you to do an act of charity for someone, detach yourself from it. It's no more yours. But sometimes you forget the universe gives back a lot more. Can you imagine? You lend someone 700K and then the universe has to pay you back on that one. That is huge. It helped me to not have to go to a bank. So my blessings are there. But the universe, it gives you back 100%. After you allow Baba to use you, the contract next is the universe has to give it back to you. as long as you don't try to take out that investment sooner than you need to. It's like pulling out your 401k earlier. You get penalized, right? Your retirement fund. You keep it there. You know it's going to grow. You don't count all the good you do. You just keep doing good. And that's when God uses you. Your profit margin will keep increasing. Here's a beautiful meditation now on God, the connection with the divine, and it's called Letting Go. It's one of our favorite ones, which I know we play frequently, but it's so simple and yet so experiential. So let's let go and let's let God in.
Om Shanti. The time that we choose to be aware doesn't necessarily require me to just sit and meditate. But even while I walk and move around, I can be in a meditative awareness, which is awareness of the soul, the original, eternal, imperishable being of light. For a little while, I'd like to invite you to be present, to be here, and to be now. Allow your mind to settle in the moment, to relax. This meditation is about awareness. It's about becoming aware of your original and eternal self. It's about connecting to your truth. Let go of your name. And observe yourself feeling nameless. Let go of your gender to discontinue thinking you're a man or a woman. Let it go and observe how you would feel walking around without a gender. Let go of the role that you play and let go of the titles that you own. Observe how you're feeling as you are gradually letting go. Let go of your religion and put it aside just for now. And let go of your nationality and even the language that you're accustomed to. Imagine you have no name, gender, role, title, religion, nationality, or even a language. Ask yourself, how do you feel at this moment? And in this feeling, who would think of you and who would you think of? the Supreme Soul would think of you, and you, the liberated soul, would think of the Supreme. In this state of absolute freedom, I am truly who I am. A free, peaceful, pure, immortal, and eternal soul. Allow yourself to just be absorbed in this awareness. At this time.
That was so beautiful. I love that meditation, That came to me quite a few years ago when I was realizing my attachment to my labels was not only disempowering me, but it was cutting my connection to God, to Baba. And the more I was detached from these labels and identities, I could feel God's current. It would just come in, like, wow, I can feel God's current just coming in. So let's take a look at chat and find out awakened intelligence. The ways in which God can use someone are as varied as individuals themselves and their unique paths. But here are some common avenues. Number one, service. So true. Volunteering your time and skills to support not just the less fortunate, even those that are doing good, but to support those in need. Number two, encouragement. Providing emotional support, uplifting words and mentorship. Teaching and sharing wisdom, imparting spiritual knowledge, values, and practical skills to help others grow. Art and creativity, expressing spiritual messages and uplifting stories through music, painting, writing. And how many projects have we had already? About 21 in the Washington metro area. So that goes under that. Healing, bringing comfort to those who are suffering physically, emotionally, spiritually through listening, prayers, and caregiving. Leadership, inspiring and guiding people toward positive goals and leading by example. Building community, bringing people together, create safe spaces for connection, and fostering understanding across differences. Advocacy, championing justice, fairness, and the rights of marginalized groups in ways that reflect God's love in it all. Isn't that a great one? That's so beautiful. And now everyday acts, small gestures like a smile, hey, a listening ear, or random acts of kindness can also have a profound impact on someone's day. Ultimately, each person brings unique gifts, talents, and circumstances that allow them to serve in ways that align with their strengths and calling. That is beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Our chat GPT, which I call awakened intelligence. So I'd like to share with you these aviac signals that we read every day after our advanced classes. And these aviac signals are those deep, subtle thoughts that you're catching actually from God. And sometimes you don't recognize them, but they're your purest part of you, and they inspire you to move forward. At present, the greatest need in the world is happiness. Whereas you are overflowing with the treasure of happiness. So always keep yourselves happy, but keep sharing with others happiness. This will help you to remain happy. By doing so, souls will consider you to be the deity of happiness. Always keep in your awareness your title, I am a deity of happiness. Give it some thought. There's a song by our friend Ricky Byers, and the song is called Use Me. I don't know if we have permission to play it on YouTube, but if you get a chance, just go to your YouTube channel, Ricky Byers, and play Use Me. And as you're walking around the house, or driving to work in the car, or going to market, or going to visit a friend, or walking from your cubicle with your AirPods on, listening to music, play that song. And I want you to allow Baba's light, God's light, Allah, Shiva, Jehovah, Krishna, Khuda, Bhagwan, whatever is the language that makes you feel connected to God. It's the same God. Listen to God. Listen to Baba using you. The smile, being understanding, being kind, benevolent. You see someone's going through a really challenging time. Don't treat them harsh. You've got to understand the feelings of people. That's God using you. People can be extremely unkind. It's okay. It's true. You get upset. You feel uncomfortable. All of that. But go back to Baba. And let Baba use you to help yourself and then to help others. So in order to allow Baba to use you more, you've got to break your attachments. So if you'd like to learn how to break your attachments, practice loving everybody the same. It will be your life savior. And you'll be able to feel God's current coming through you more and more. Because there's nothing blocking you. Thanks so much for joining us today. May your purest dreams come true. May your relationships that are challenging for you now be healed. May you recognize that it's in your power to change your life. It's not somebody else's responsibility. May you be open to God using you so we can make the world a golden aged paradise. Thanks for joining us on The Next Normal. See you again.